Hey, this is Rich Peterson with Remax Gold in American Canyon, and I am, for the umpteenth time, attempting to bring back my podcast. At the same time, I am looking at getting my Friday blog out to a slightly wider audience, so let's see how this goes for the next couple of months or weeks. Earlier this week, the National Association of Home Builders issued a press release saying that high mortgage rates, high building costs, and high home prices were moving new home construction to the, quote, brink of collapse. It's incredibly discouraging when I hear key players in the real estate industry stoke consumers' fears about the next housing crash. To their credit, the NAHB have raised similar concerns, including last year's report as well. However, I do think it is short-sighted to create panic with inflamed rhetoric merely to score short-term political points. I have on occasion, I know, shocking, been prone to hyperbole, but right now, this sort of exaggerated speaking, doesn't do any of us any good. We need common sense policy solutions, not inflamed rhetoric jacking up an already hyper-partisan atmosphere. Housing policy is not black and white. Yes, interest rates have more than doubled in the last year. Yes, large swaths of California, including Solano and Napa counties, are unaffordable to the average buyer. There are no simple or easy solutions here. Part of that may be a result of the fact that there are actually three separate housing crises in California. The 150,000 plus individuals and families who are homeless, the 7.1 million Californians living in poverty when housing is taken into account, rent, and then there's the affordability crisis that was brought on by the pandemic and now high interest rates. We need more than just lip service. We need real solutions. At our local marketing meeting today, Nico Espos with Geneva Financial gave us a little insight into what we might expect from mortgage rates. It's about what you not want to hear. We're going to be hovering right around 7% in the near future. They may raise slightly going into the next year, but by and large, they're going to be in that 7 to 7.5% range. While this is sobering and certainly disappointing, it does hopefully give us what we so desperately need, which is stability. If interest rates are going to stay relatively constant, it gives buyers a better opportunity to prepare and save. If interest rates are going to remain chaotic, we're going to have a bumpy ride for the rest of the year and into early next year. I'm absolutely open to any ideas that you have about keeping the interest rates less volatile, shall we say. And then along the same vein, Realtor.com posted an article at the beginning of this week talking about how many buyers have been eliminated from being able to purchase a home this year. I'd love to know what exactly was the purpose of posting this article. It's hardly helpful if you're one of those who've had to drop out, and it's not exactly helpful right now, even if you're on the cusp. Maybe, just maybe, the crux of the article is what they were trying to get to, but of course, it was buried at the last sentence of the piece. According to Shmuel Sheyowitz with approved funding in River Edge, New Jersey, it needs to be, here's a quote, it needs to be a situation where buyers sit down with their agent. You talk about location, you talk about affordability, you have to strategize. People who do that are still able to make it work. So let's not give in to all of the negative stuff that we're hearing on a consistent and daily basis, especially if you read the real estate news like I do. Finally, just to wrap things up on what the actual note, I read this morning that Kevin Durant purchased an expansion team for Major League Pickleball. Just going to let that simmer for a moment. Major League Pickleball. On a more important note, I am totally rooting for the Phillies this weekend because if I have to choose between Dusty Baker, who's never won as a World Series as a manager, and the Padres, who've never won as an organization, I don't really know what I do. So remember, be excellent to each other, be kind, happy Halloween. Hey, go Bears, Cal, not Chicago. And I hope that you have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.